Are you sure? Are you sure the settings right? It's on team chat.
Hello, hello.
Alright, so we have Adam joining us, so unfortunately you missed the previous series, which it's not bad. We still have another game to go. Now, guys, Adam, are you joining us for one game, or would you like to join us for an extra Adam?
Can I give you an answer after this?
Absolutely, that's fine. Okay, guys, so we have a unconfirmed second cast with 343. So if you would really love to hear him again, go on to his Twitter. Is it 343 Dota? At
It's
343 Dota?
underscore 343 Dota.
Okay, at underscore 343 Dota. If you would love to hear his analysis again, go over, spam tweet him, say 343, come back.
Oh,
Okay.
the gonna get
Bible
memed.
thump. Alright, so Faceless versus RRQ. So RRQ, they've lost all of their games, and as you said, Faceless, they've won every single game. People, would you say Faceless is the favorites to come out of this?
I'm sure it would be an upset if they don't get the top placing in C. Based on how they've been doing, they've been stomping through everything, I think.
And
Maybe dropping a game here to one or two games in a series, but that's about it. They don't seem to have issues. They seem to be playing very well together.
I think my concern.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, keep going.
They're probably a level above majority of the C teams.
Now, as sad as this sounds, this is going to be an easy win for Faceless. RRQ, they've lost against every single team, and you can also say they've lost against the teams that are arguably the worst in the group already. So this is going to be a free win for Faceless. I'm a bit worried if RRQ, like their morale is going to be shot down the drain.
You never know. They might pull out an upset, you know.
Amiibo.
Just pick like some Meepo, Dazzle, with Silencer or something. Never know.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe Faceless will pity for RRQ. Maybe they'll give him a win. They'll say, okay, you can have a win. You deserve it. Every team needs a win. So outside the shenanigans, so draft aside, you can tell RRQ, they've gone for crazy team fight. They've gone Faceless Void as well as Warlock. Are you a little bit concerned that RRQ's opened up with such a big combo?
I think the Warlock opening is good. They don't want Faceless to have the Warlock. It's a really comfortable hero for them, and Nuts has been playing it a lot. I think the thing about Faceless is that generally their 4 position helps them win their lanes. I think RQ needs something to help deal with the Undying. And the Ogre's been taken out, and there's not many heroes left in the pool that can apply the same pressure as the Undying. So I think they have to get something to secure their lanes.
So what would you suggest in terms of securing lanes?
I think it's between Ogre, Undying, and what's the other hero? Hold on, give me a sec.
It's okay, just open up the Dota hero page. Everyone forgets heroes. So, Morphling also getting banned out as well.
I'm not too sure what kind of hero can help them though. Maybe they need something like a healer to secure, like something like an IO. But I'm not sure if RQ plays it. IO's quite good against Faceless 2 heroes right now. They don't really have anything to stop the IO.
I don't think, as you said, I don't think many teams play IO.
Yeah. We'll probably expect a Naga from RQ. I think they play it quite comfortably.
So if you're Faceless and you see RRQ going for a very big ultimate based lineup, would you go for a draft that has short cooldowns to go for these small, really quick fights? Or do you maybe try and counter with your own team fight?
I think they've decided to do that already. I think RRQ really wants the Naga. They banned the Team Venom off. But with Faceless picking up a Jakiro, like they're 5 man is so strong right now. RQ needs like Fatal Bond, Chrono, everything to fight, but they kind of have to diverse away from this heavy team fight lineup right now. They need something that can kill a Jakiro as fast as possible. They don't have any burst damage.
Would you consider something maybe like an Invoker that also can work with the Chronosphere combo?
I think Invoker's too slow.
Too slow?
Too slow, yeah. You probably want something like a Mirana or a Puck.
Puck would sound like a great hero here. Yeah. That also works well.
It's good against all 3 of Faceless hero right now, in my opinion. They don't really have lockdown for the Puck. But I think RRQ can hold off one more pick before they pick it. Else Faceless can just get a better mid hero. And Puck's not gonna have a great time.
So with the Jakiro pick for Faceless, this is a core Jakiro, right? What lane would you see this? Is this a mid Jakiro, safe lane, off lane?
I think Ice is probably gonna play it like a Jakiro undying off lane maybe. Or they might go aggro and put the Jakiro up against the Void. I think it's a pretty good lane for the Jakiro. He has a lot of DPS, which F is really afraid of.
So the draft is looking okay for Faceless. I'm a bit worried if the game goes late, because both Jakiro, Crystal Maiden, and Undying fall off really hard. So
Yeah.
what happens if Faceless brings this game too late and RRQ starts to transition late game? Or what happens?
I think Faceless might take the Naga right now actually. I'm sure Faceless is not gonna pick some all-in lineup unless they are super confident, but it doesn't seem like their style. They might actually play a Naga here. It's good on their side. It's good against the Void and the Warlock big ults. It's decent against the ET.
Reserve time.
Yeah, and again, as you said, big ults. Elder Titan, you have the Earth Splitter, and now there's actually a sleep. So team fighting as Faceless, it's scary because now you have to worry about a Rock, a Chrono, Sleep, Earth Splitter. There's so many big spells.
I think the Song to disengage would be really great for them. It's a super good counter to the Chrono as well.
What about picking something that could be elusive, something that can jump in and out of the fights? Because look at what RRQ has. They don't have disposable lockdown, spells that they can spam to stun.
Yeah, that works as well, but I think Faceless wants more of a core-ish hero. More of a 1 or 2 position, or they go for the Elk. I think it's the same as Naga, I guess, but they don't have the Song for a Chrono.
Can RRQ punish an Elk pick?
I think because they haven't picked their mid laner, they could go for something like a Necroforce, Usa. Like I think we used to run it in the old Fnatic actually. Like the Alchemist just cannot stand on the lane. But I don't think RQ will do that. They might go for something more comfortable for them. They might still go for their own Naga pick. There's some off-ban. They don't really have great carries to fight against Faceless right now. You want to be fighting early, but there aren't many cores that fight Faceless lineup too early. Maybe Luna.
Luna sounds like a great pick, because also RRQ don't have any good push outside of the Warlock Golem, so Luna makes sense because you get the Luna aura.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have a tough time dealing with the Undying Tomb though. They really need something to be able to hit the tomb. And there's gonna be a freezing field, there's gonna be a Macropie around it. It's gonna be really tough, honestly.
Does RRQ maybe pick up the Weaver that Faceless played last game?
I think Weaver's good against the Undying, but you don't really want to pick a Weaver into an Alchemist. Like, you're always gonna be under pressure as the Weaver.
So they go back for the Slardar instead. So minus armor, this is going to help all of their team, but this is an indicator that they want to go for physical damage as well as vision. So this last pick for RRQ, it has to be a carry. Is there anything that sticks out for you?
I think the Void's gonna be the carry.
You think so?
Either the Void or the Slardar, yeah, but I think the Void against the Jakiro, and if the Undying goes bot, it's gonna be really tough for them.
So RRQ
Sorry, go.
That's okay, keep going.
I think the thing about RQ is that they have to start the fight, and it has to be they have to get a good chrono or a 2-man stun to win the fight. Oh!
Yeah!
Called it.
The meat bar actually happened. Well, you kept saying Nagasaran. RQ says Meepo. Can Faceless kill a Meepo? Similar concept, yeah.
I think the Meepo's really good against their heroes actually. There's the Undying Tomb which melts. The Elk doesn't have a great time against Meepo. I'm actually not sure what Faceless can pick here. It's a Meepo counter. Oh, I know, they're gonna pick Bone
Clinks.
Bone Clinks, man. It's a black hero.
That is a black hero actually. Does that mean he would have to go for the early Clinks build, like the medallion?
I think you just get medal into BKB maybe. But a lot of
7
people,
seconds.
a lot of players favor Dragonlance right now. Although I think it's just so tiny.
Or
Interesting.
tiny. Okay.
Or is this the Aghanim Scepter Alchemist for the tiny?
Oh, actually could be.
Fight cheese with cheese.
So I think it's
Seems
going to
good,
be a
seems
race.
good.
Who gets their Ags first, Meepo or Alchemist?
Maybe just go into like Solar Crest into an X for tiny. Gets a butterfly, has like 50% evasion, and butterfly X at 20 minutes. Push high ground, easy.
So in terms of lanes, are the lanes okay here for RRQ? They've got the carry Faceless Void. That's going to be, or is it Yabi? No, it was
I
Yabi
think-
you on the middle lane. I
I
think.
think other than the mid lane, Faceless has a very large advantage.
This
Um,
will
yeah,
be
safe
safe lane.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's
okay.
RQ safe lane doesn't deal too well with Undying and Faceless because of the Void. The Void doesn't really bring anything to the lane. And top lane there's a Slug against a Tiny as well as CM. CM's a really strong laner, 2v1.
Prepare for battle.
It's not just a strong laner, but it means that everyone on Faceless will always have mana.
Yeah.
So it's like
If you
regen's
look
not a
at
problem.
Ice's skill build, like he wants to stand on lane with the Undying.
Okie dokie. So guys, welcome. We are in this best of one series between RRQ versus Faceless. Now RRQ unfortunately have not won a single match, whereas the Faceless they've won every single one. So complete contrasting teams playing up against each other. There could be an upset as there is a Meepo on the field being played by RRQ this time. Do quick team introductions before we move on into anything. So on the side of Faceless, on the Dire side for today, we have Nuts on the Crystal Maiden, Jabs on our Alchemist, Black on the Tiny. Middle lane, we have XY on the Undying, and lastly, we have Ice on the off lane to
30
Kiro.
seconds.
Whereas RRQ, going to be on the Radiant side, we have Barish on the Warlock, Kel'Thuzad on the safe lane Faceless Void, we have Yabu on the surprise Meepo pick, Zephyr on our Elder Titan, and lastly, we have Koalamon on our Slaughter.
I was looking at RQ's names and I was like, oh please don't make me do this.
No, I would never make you do that, it's fine.
Oh,
Baby steps. Baby steps,
they have
Adam.
such-
Baby steps.
Battle begins.
Such an interesting name.
Oh, so Alchemist
he
and
lets Ice Path.
Meepo.
Oh, Ice got Ice Path just to secure a rune for that.
So Ice gets Ice Path for that. Does that make his lane a little bit harder, or is he okay with having that first point?
I think it does, but the L Titan's not at bot, so he's gonna be fine. The Knight's too strong for the Warlock to handle. The ET needs to be at bottom. But he seems to be playing top.
Maybe they'll rotate down bottom. We just have to sort of wait and see. Like maybe if he sees the starter doing okay by himself, then he'll go down. But
He gets
look at how it is right now though. Crystal Maiden's harassing him and pushing him out of lane.
Oh, the ET's gonna punch people.
Oh, the
Sleeper.
stun. Koala's using lots of
Stiam's gonna
HP.
die.
They're trying to turn. Oh, they're gonna get nuts. That Crystal Maiden, she hits like a puppy and she ended up patting Koala instead of killing him. Oh, that's
They didn't
unfortunate.
expect the ET rotation because he went from the river.
That was so good for RRQ. So interesting play paying off for them already, and this makes this top lane a bit scary here because the Crystal Maiden now knows that there's help. And a Crystal Maiden with just a tiny, they really can't do too much.
Yeah, but I think the way bottom lane's gonna go, this Void's gonna be pretty insignificant for a while. The Qeon and I can give too much pressure and the tower's just gonna go down. The Warlock and Void don't do much. I think the ET, even though he got first blood at top, but it doesn't really help. The Tiny's still farming. But if you don't secure your Void at bottom, like that Qeon's gonna give so much space this game.
So Kel'Thuzad, he's going to have a tough time, as you said. Does this mean that who's the tempo controller here for RRQ? Is it supposed to be Koala?
I think you want the Slaughter to get stack fast, yes, but yeah, I don't think you can sack your FV for it. As well as I think farmed Jakiro is scarier mid game than a farm Tiny.
Because with how it looks like right now, you can tell Faceless they've got a definitive game plan. They'd want to give farm to Black and the Alchemist, but they can alternate those two heroes. Whereas, oh, let's take a look at down bottom. Looks like our Faceless boy going in a little bit deep, jumping under the tower. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, looks like there was a slow onto Zephyr, but nuts. Oh, beautiful crush, keeping the Crystal Maiden in place. They really want to kill her, and it looks like they will be able to get her. Nuts dying again. Black, he wants to get revenge, but Koala's just going to be hitting on him. So this top lane looking like a really big success for RRQ.
Yeah, if they can continue getting kills like this, maybe I missed. Oh, but if you look at Meepo, he has like 22 CS. Damn.
I feel like maybe Faceless, do you think they've bitten more than they can chew?
I think it's gonna come down a lot to the mid game. I think RRQ going in with good lanes, and maybe I said the Void gets pressure, but I think he's doing alright. The Jakiro still doesn't have the level. I might be wrong.
Can XY maybe leave Ice in this lane by himself, or would the Warlock push him out then? Because they definitely need help in that top lane. Like, look at it this time. They're gonna try and go for the kill onto Tiny. There's no Crystal Maiden because she's in the jungle, and Black possibly just gonna go down. Gets tossed back. Just one more hit, and Zephyr. Freaking hero, man. Just 3 kills with Zephyr. This guy is crazy.
I think because they got so many kills, they either force the Undying to rotate or punish the safe lane more than their safe lanes getting punished. It's actually working out really well for them.
So now if you're Faceless, you're gonna be a bit concerned now. So after the laning phase, how would you transition to the mid game if you're Faceless? Is there someone you need to focus? Is there something you need to do?
I think you want your Tiny and Jakiro to space create for sure. But the thing about Jakiro this game, like if the Meepo gets like a travel and X at 30 minutes, like the Jakiro's not going to be able to push lanes by himself. And the Tiny is technically the only one that can really cover you. The Undying and CM don't really stop the Meepo. I mean when he has items, of course.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like this Alchemist been set up. This Elder Titan, he's just been so on point this game. I think Faceless, they're just caught off guard now. They just didn't realize how powerful Zephyr is. And the Stomp's gonna save Meepo. Oh, Zephyr, what a hero.
Yes, his travels too.
Someone's got to give Zephyr a medal. He has practically won this early. He's won 2 lanes for RRQ so far.
Yeah, carrying his team.
So it looks like they have left the Jakiro alone down the bottom lane, and Ice is doing a pretty good job, but he's equal CS, which it's good, but it's not really the position you want to be in. You would actually like to pressure Kel'Thuzad out.
Yeah, I think the Void's getting more than I expected in this lane. I expected him to have a really hard time, but he's doing alright. I think it's also because they forced Undying to.
So it looks like Undying's actually soaking mid lane EXP while the Alk is in the jungle, which it's fine. They're getting some EXP for him, but do you think they're giving too much away to RRQ?
Yeah, I do, but at the same time, I think they're kind of drafted into this spot. I think it's also because of the way the safe lane went. Like they might have wanted to rotate the Undying to top lane.
Alright, Adam, I just realized I did not change the overlay, so it is. Well, okay, keep going, Adam.
Well, alright. I think the Alchemist feels pressure against the Meepo and Slaughter. It's really hard. Like his team is unable to make space right now. The Jakiro's trying his best to pressure bot, but it's fine. The Tiny needs his blink, but he went for threads first, so it's going to be quite a while before they can actually pressure Meepo.
Oh, 3-man gank middle lane could be a bit of a problem here for Jabs, but it depends if they spot it out first. There is also the Undying here. It looks like they're going to try and at least just steal some of these sacks that have been set up here by Faceless. They haven't warded up though, so we've got heroes converging in. They could be at least cuddle puddled. Looks like Black wants to back out though. He's got the minus armor debuff. They have the Sada. They will kill off the Meepo. Beautiful punish coming out from Faceless, and they were trying to look for more, but they can't quite find it as they sleep the Alk and they get away, but at the end of the day, you lose a Meepo for a stack. That's a win for Faceless.
Yeah, that was not a very good play. I think it was just a 2-stack. Like, and they did see the CMN Tiny in the.
So about 7 minutes into the game.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, we'll take a look at the graphs really quickly and then we'll continue on. So we've got EXP currently leading is RRQ about... That's actually really even now. After that one kill, it went all the way down south. Whereas you take a look at net worth, slight advantage to Faceless, but it's only a little bit. They will commit a Chronosphere because they want to kill this Jakiro. But I will say their damage is lacking. Ice is surviving a lot of this, but he should be dying at the end of it. They do pop the shallow word, and that should be the end of it. Oh, I think he may live. It's actually
Fatal bonds, guys.
They get him.
What a spell.
That's sad, Jakiro. You think you're gonna get home free, but then Warlock problems.
Tommy's has his amulet. I think Faceless feel much better after getting the meepo kill.
They probably would have. If you're RRQ though, with this meepo, does that mean that Yabiyu should commit to farming and just leave the rest of the team to do the work, or could they do something else and include the meepo?
I think he can take part in fights, but not too early. He has to be way ahead in level. He has to come out when he's unkillable. Like get your eggs, your dragon lance, and you just win the game.
He's out of there. Unless Koala wants to chase him under the tower, which he does. Just goes to the crush but runs away. Does force a TP through.
Yeah, worth it.
They have a ward down. Barish actually puts one on the high ground, so they do know what's coming, and Kel'Thuzar's pretty low, but looks like he's gonna be okay for now. No one's gonna be dying on either side. Face is still hiding in the tree line. 50 seconds on Chrono, so no way for them to kill anything. Meanwhile, Black is pushing up top by himself, and there's no one up here, so do you think this is a mistake from RRQ? I feel like they should still have people in every lane.
Yeah. There's this ring of health on the... I don't know what he's gonna go for. It's not exactly a Lincoln Sphere game. Could
be going for a backstab here. Got Aswara looking to home in on the Undying and the Jakiro. They've also got extra support here with Zephyr, the hero of the early game. But let's see who they're going to go for. Straight onto Ice. He tries to go into the tree line, but that bash, such a bash. They pop the tombstone down, but they don't give a damn. They're going to go straight for Ice. They're going to get the tombstone. Now XY. So much trouble. Crystal Maiden as well as Tiny. They might be able to get the kill. No, the jump out from Kel'Thuzar keeps him alive. The crush completely whiffs. They get the Chrono. Catches on the 2. The Crystal Maiden's going to go down. But XY can only dance around the trees as he takes damage, as well as the Tiny. What a disaster for Faceless as RRQ completely ruffle stomped them in a crazy team fight. Oh man. I don't think anyone's seen Faceless have such a big misplay yet today.
Yeah, I think the Tiny needed his blink, but they were kind of forced into a position where they had to set them back a bit, but the elk is close to his range. I think it'll just come down to whether the meepo is stronger than the elk.
I think this early on, wouldn't it be the meepo to come out ahead? Meepo gets stronger earlier.
Throughout the game, the meepo is kind of in an advantageous situation against that. But if he dies like 2 or 3 times, the elk might be in a better spot.
Overall, if we do a hero comparison, is Alk the better hero or is Meepo the better hero?
I'm sure Meepo trashes Alk.
Meepo trashes Alk.
Yeah, but the thing about Alk is that his net worth skyrockets really fast. But Meepo can keep on par. But the Meepo's kind of behind in net worth, even though he has 100 CS. It's probably because the Alchemist is so free. And then his team's making space for him. Like, if you look at the lanes of RRQ, they're still going towards them. They need the Chrono fight. And the Warlock's not 6 yet.
That's interesting that Warlock isn't 6 yet. I would have thought that they would have let Varish sit in lane to get that level 6, but that's not... He actually might run into XY instead. Looks like XY is going to go the safe way.
I think RRQ is in a position that, well, basically, if they can fight with only one big ulti, then Faceless, it's going to be very hard for Faceless.
Nice little kill onto Ice in the bottom lane. Koala almost dying, but the regen's going to be enough to keep him alive, so he TP's home. I never thought I would see the score looking like this for Faceless. I don't think I've ever seen a game where it looked this bad.
Meepo.
Me
I went
just
through
Meepo
this too.
thinks- The Meepo phase. I think we all went through it at some point in our
Yeah.
lives. But
Lost
there
to
is
it
still
too.
comeback potential though, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
Tiny
always
considered
comeback
one of the
potential.
best heroes to kill off a Meepo?
Yeah, but the Tiny's not getting from.
He's got a blink dagger though.
Can they kill the Void? I think the Void's dead. Mr.
Oh,
Void.
it's hard because sometimes you'll throw the support spell, so if you throw a Rubik you get the lift, but Crystal Maiden's not the best.
He has a blink though, he can just blink in by himself. But
He can
yeah,
blink,
supports
okay.
kind of don't have great things to deal with the. Maybe Soul Rip and DK, but that's about it.
Smoke here for RRQ.
I am questioning this Void's item build.
So, why do you think he's going for this build? Is it because he feels he has to carry?
I think he's going for Lincolns and not Battle Fury, but I think it's just cause he needed the Ring of Health in the lane, so he transitioned into this Lincoln. But I think this is offering him. I just get offering BKB diffuser. The voice could be really strong, but because he's going for his build, I think the build's fine, but the Lincolns doesn't really protect you from it. I guess the Jakiro use Scepter that's coming soon, maybe.
Possibly.
Oh,
So
the
look at
Titan has Hood. Damn.
this Titan is farmed. That's what you get when you play a really good early game. 4
It's 4
kills.
and 5.
Yeah. It's got a crazy score.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I would say the good news here for RRQ is that if the Meepo's not with the team pushing, their push is really weak. They can't actually push towers quickly. They don't have anyone that can take towers quickly naturally. Looks like in this top lane though, Black could be caught out if he's not careful, and he's making a run for it. He does TP into the tree line, but here comes his allies, XY as well as Nuts is nearby. But I don't think they want to commit, they're a bit too scared. Never mind, they're gonna smoke, and here we go. Do they kill the Meepo? Do they get killed by the Meepo? We'll never know.
Yabu. Yabu. Run, boy.
Oh, Yabu. Oh,
I'm
he's
sure
gonna run to the
dead.
creeps.
Oh, what
He
if
is
he
in
pulls
so
out?
much trouble.
Oh, he can poof out, he can poof out.
Oh, that stuns just wasn't there.
No, I'm sure
Oh.
the tomb messed up the Tiny's toss. Else it would have been fine. He didn't need to drop the tomb.
That's so unfortunate. So, miskill there for Faceless. Obviously not going to be too happy about it, but I guess the best part is they've opened up the top lane. They're going to be farming it up at least with Black, who 1.2k gold, so he is going to slowly make his way to his eggs. Unless, as you said, it's going to be Jabs to buy the eggs. Should Jabs buy it for Tiny, or should he let Black get the eggs himself?
I think it depends how the rest of the game goes, but I don't think you get X now on time regardless. You'll probably get Echo Saber first, and then see how the game develops.
Yeah, that looks like that's going to be the case. Quarter staff picked up on our Tiny, so Echo Saber first.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Taking a look at net worth again, 15 minutes in, we have a slight lead for RRQ for EXP, and again, a slight lead here for net worth. No one's really had a lead this game. It's either been slight lead or equal, which it just means that the game's still relatively close. But would you say most of the net worth is because the Alchemist is keeping Faceless in the game?
I'm sure the only reason this game is even right now is because of the Alchemist. He's 14k.
Okay, so it looks like middle lane we have
SSIC is
Jakiro
dead.
rooted next to Yabu. Gets
Oh, they're
half
both
as well as so boned. And here we go, right onto 2. They just get blown up. And Faceless,
RRQ total.
they can't do anything. It's just too strong. There's Chrono, Rock, Meepo. It's like every cancer spell in the game put into one game. Into one team.
RRQ's not even using the rock to fight.
That's how they don't need to.
one chrono. They didn't use the ETLT, they didn't use the gold. It was just a chrono. It's so hard for Faceless. They just have to drag the game out.
Dire's middle tower has
It also looks like split push might be the game here for Faceless. Like they can't do anything if they try and fight 5-on-5. Is split push the only way now?
under
Yeah, I think the pipe on Titan is gonna be a problem for them. I think the Undying has to get Medallion and Faceless have to still rush some. If the Meepo gets Aegis, I think the game's just over. Oh, Black. Like,
Not like this. Gets crushed. Where's the follow-up? Black needs to get out of there. He gets instead by the
Dead.
Meepos. That's gonna pretty much certify his death as Black, rest in peace, 1720. RRQ versus Faceless. You'll be missed.
this karma for saying that Faceless was gonna win.
Oh, here we go. Looks like this poor Warlock. He died so quick, and they get a tower off of this as well, so good news for Faceless. Capitalizing on the fact that RRQ was all in the top lane just now. They all run away, so no one's going to die, but they're slowly getting towers, which this is the only play for Faceless, right? They just have to go for small picks on towers.
The thing about it is that if I look at the lineup, like, I don't think this is a game that a Fat Alchemist can carry.
It'd be like Fat Alchemist
It
and Fat
doesn't feel
Tiny.
that way. Yeah. But I think it's more like the meeple has to be poorer. If they're farmed, then the meeples farmed. I think they still lose because of the other 4 heroes on RRQ. They have a CM Undying and Jakiro compared to a Warlock, ET, Slada.
So what do you think was the original plan for Faceless's draft when they drafted Jakiro, Crystal Maiden, Undying? Was it just for
I think it
early
was
game
just
push?
to space create for the Alchemists a lot. But they kind of old meeple.
Oh, Yabiu, dodges a rock as well. This will keep the Meepo
Oh, he's gonna
alive.
get
And he
up.
proves so! He goes down. Very close. Unfortunately, not going to be enough as Kel'Thuzar comes in, crushes there. Black gets, actually throws out the Elder Type. Now Kel'Thuzar's in trouble. He has the Chrono, but he's being slowed down by the zombie apocalypse, and Jabs is slowly teeting onto him. Slowly jabbing him down as look at the zombies chasing down Koala, who's trying to sprint away. Looks like he's going to try and get out of there, whereas Varius going to be stunned up here by the Owl. Nope, the stun onto Kel'Thuzar this time. The Lincoln Sphere will keep him alive though. But at the end of the day, big kills for Faceless, and that was totally worth it.
Yeah, I think they were way too overconfident. They wanted to take out 5v5 without vision when the meeple was dead. Oh, feels bad.
I'm actually so scared to see the gold exchange. Minus 1k for RRQ and 1.6k given to Faceless. And this is 20 minutes into the game. That is a lot of gold to be losing and gaining.
Oh, this rush though. I think if the Alchemist gets his Aegis, he has Octarine coin like another minute or two. They can just push high ground, I think.
RRQ even know that the Roche is happening, but no way are they going to get there in time. This is just going to go down so quick. It's moments like this when you wish you had something like a Beastmaster to TP onto the summons.
Oh, the ET Spirit though.
That's a stomp off onto the Alchemist, but everyone's gonna back off. No Meepo, no fight. So there is still hope for Faceless.
This part of the game is really awkward for meeple, right? He's strong and he wants to fight, but he's not strong enough because of the Aegis.
Maybe he just poofs up to the top lane?
I think you try and pressure it. And you don't go on the out. Yeah, you have to wrap around with the observer and kill the backline of it. It's not that hard. If you get crawled out 2 heroes are dead, and you can kill the elk after that, no problem.
Chrono is up. No rock for 30 seconds though. Do they give this tower up?
I think they are trying to defend, but they don't seem to have a plan for it.
Meepo's TP'd up top, so I think they're trying to get Yabiu to get Faceless to TP back, but I don't think Faceless is going to take that bait. So Yabiu is just going to keep on farming, whereas they lose the T2 mid. So Faceless, I think, after getting a couple of very successful fights on towers, Faceless are feeling more confident. They know they still have a chance. Yes, they're going up against a Meepo, but they've shown that RRQ is not immortal. RRQ are still prone to making mistakes, as we just saw.
I think RRQ is playing too scared. I'm sure if they get the initiator on the right targets like the Jakiro and Tiny, they win the fight.
They're gonna smoke up this time.
Sorry.
It's okay,
The
they're gonna
Alchemist is
smoke up.
only strong if they go on him. But if they kill the rest and save him for last, the Elk doesn't do like heavy damage.
Oh, they know where he is. They don't quite get him.
Yeah, map sense.
Game sense. Only the best of the best know this scent. You included.
I think it's more cause of lane. You see lanes like there's no one on the map. You just get back. You be together with your team.
So let's take a look at item progression for both sides so far. So you've got the Blink Dagger and Koala for RRQ, which is... It's been a crucial item for Koala. He is going to have to grab a 4-star ASAP to have the extra mobility. Warlock, no Hand of Midas yet. Obviously he wants to grab that, but his team needs that farm. As you said, the Meepo is really farmed. He's got his Ags, 2 Dragon Lancers and Blink. What would be the next thing here for Yabi? Would it just be the typical Skadi?
I think you go Hex, Z-Blade or Skadi, either one. Or it might be Skadi's game, I guess. Faceless isn't exactly splitting up, and I think Jeb's next item is going to be the eggs for the tiny border Hyperstone.
So high ground defense coming out from RRQ. There is still going to be the Aegis here on Faceless, and they're feeling really confident pushing up high ground with this too. Now, in most situations, you get concerned because you're not sure you can kill someone twice. I'm pretty sure RRQ can kill Jabs twice, they're just worried about the support coming in from the back.
I think they are being way too scared. They knew Faceless was going high ground, they had to be smoked and wrap around, like really wrap around. There's no way you go on the up. You can't watch this Alchemist hitting a tower.
So what would you do if you're RRQ? Should you just run past the Alch and go for his team?
I think you go around.
Oh, Meepo's gonna go down! Bottom lane.
Feels bad.
Yabi thought he was safe, but quick response and he gets taken down. RRQ, they're making some big mistakes. They had a really, really good opening for this game, but I think the execution for the mid and slowly into the late game, it's starting to waver.
Yeah, I think they're too scared to fly into the Elk with Aegis, and Faceless is getting way too much of a lead from it.
So back onto items, looks like Black still not going to be building up the eggs, he's just gone for the Hyperstone as you said. And honestly, this is a picture perfect game here for Faceless now. They've had a terrible start, but they've made a wonderful comeback. And it seems like they actually have responses for some of the problems that RRQ posed earlier on. And as you said, it's because RRQ is playing scared. Like, what would you do to sort of break through the shell if you're RRQ? Is smoking the only way?
I think
Do they need more vision?
You have to smoke and bring in the ops with you. You put a ward on the high ground and you start it. You kill the Jackie roll and ideally the tiny. And I think you just win the fight after that, honestly.
Because I think the concern here for RRQ as well is that they have some interesting wards. They've got one here in the bottom lane and one in the lane, which is not really helpful, right? Because most of Faceless, they're not really in that area anymore. They're more around in the RRQ jungle.
I think right now all you want is lane wards to see where they push, and then you save the second ward to prepare when you smoke and push.
Oh, Black! Oh, beautiful blink. He's gonna be okay. And that was all of RRQ chasing after one hero. That's how desperate RRQ wants to grab a kill. They're committing everyone, but they just don't have the chase. This is when you'd want something such as a disruptor. If you had the disruptor, you would have the glimpse, but they just don't have that.
I think the Alchemist has Shiva
Oh,
now.
Yabi, top lane. I think he's sort of forgotten about these Meepos. And here comes Ice Slice. His team's coming in as well. They go for the proof, but Crystal Maiden's here as well. They're gonna ensnare one of them. But here come more Meepos. His team's all here though. It's Meepos by himself. The Alk is there. The Sleepless here. Kel'Thuzad, as well as the counter initiation happening out from our Warlock. Can they kill him though? There's too much damage onto Yabiyu. This Tombstone. Oh my god, it's a complete disaster. That's 2 dead for RRQ. It's gonna be a 3rd. They're gonna lose Zephyr as well. And Varys is gonna keep the upheaval up to slow them down. Varys is like, stay right there, but he's going to be taken down in a moment as well. Buyback from Meepo, but that went so terribly coming out from RRQ. What happened, Adam?
I think they don't recognize that they can't fight them. They have to kill his teammates before. If you go on the up with everyone else alive, you're just gonna die.
That was the dieback as well for Yabiyu, and that's a GG call. Faceless coming back from what seemed to be an almost impossible game after the early laning phase, but they still managed to do it off the back of, as you said, RRQ, do you feel like maybe it's a lack of experience coming up
Yeah, I
from RRQ?
think the experience factor carried Faceless this game. Honestly, if RQ analyzed and knew how to fight, I'm sure Faceless wouldn't have such an easy comeback.
So the only way, as you said, would have been for them to